Welcome back. I'm Richard Hosnote, and I'm your host for the Wisdom Inspired Life podcast and YouTube channel. Great to have you here. This is another in what will be an extended series of the Advanced Wisdom series. And in this series, as you'll quickly find out, I'm sharing with you fundamental and deep wisdom insights from some of the most spiritually advanced wisdom teachers and leaders that have ever been on the planet. Each of the sources that I'll be sharing with you in this series are God-realized, enlightened teachers. Okay? And that's very true for the teacher in this episode, who is Paramahansa Yogananda, my beloved guru, founder of the Self-Realization Fellowship, author of the long-time best-selling spiritual book, Autobiography of a Yogi, great introduction into his life, and his publication of The Second Coming of Christ, The Resurrection of Christ Within You, for me was just an eye-opening book into the great wonders of teachings of Jesus in the Christian Bible that Yogananda makes so easy to understand and accessible in this book, whereas in reading the Christian Bible it can be, at least for this person, a challenge to really get the teachings and understandings clearly. And Yogananda, as a God-realized being, provides the insights that really give us the deep understanding of what that is all about. Okay. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the missing years of Jesus in the Bible. Jesus died on the cross when he was 33 years old. But the Bible is 100% silent about 18 years of his life, or a little bit more than half of his life. Yogananda, with his great intuitive powers and deep knowledge of India, reveals major portions of those missing 18 years. Okay? More than half of Jesus' life, we don't know anything about it from the Bible. But Yogananda shares what is well known by a number of people about what happened in those years. Okay? So Jesus, the unknown years, quoting from Yogananda. In the New Testament, the curtain of silence comes down again on the life of Jesus after his 12th year, not to rise once more until 18 years later, at which time he receives the baptism from John and begins the preaching to the multitude. Okay? After his 12th year, what happened? 18 years later, he comes back and gets baptized by John, and in those succeeding years was when he had his greatest impact that essentially made him the great teacher that he is. Okay? More from Yogananda. Remarkable accounts, however, do exist, not in the land of Jesus' birth, but farther east, where he spent most of the unaccounted for years. Hidden away in a Tibetan monastery, priceless records lie. They speak of a Saint Isa from Israel, quoting, in whom was manifest the soul of the universe, talking about Jesus, who from age of 14 to 28 was in India and regions in the Himalayas, among the saints, monks, and pundits, who preached his message throughout the area, and then returned to teach in his native land, where he was treated vilely, condemned, and put to death. All true. Continuing, providentially, these ancient records were discovered and copied by a Russian traveler, Nicholas Notovich. It was midst the natural grandeur of Kashmir that he heard stories about a Saint Isa, the details of which left no doubt in him that Isa and Jesus Christ were one and the same person. He learned that copies of ancient manuscripts preserved in some Tibetan monasteries contained a record of Isa's years of sojourn in India, Nepal, and Tibet. And then, in 1922, Swami Abhayananda, a direct disciple of Ramakrishna Paramahansa, visited the Himi monastery and confirmed all of the salient details about Isa published in Novich's book. So a number of people have seen the records, gone back and confirmed what other people have said they saw. Multiple confirmations of his teachings and records of it in monasteries and around the area that he taught. So for 18 years, Jesus, known as Isa, was a great teacher within India. Well, continuing, Nicholas Rorschach, in an expedition to India and Tibet in the mid-1920s, saw and copied verses from ancient manuscripts that were the same, or at least the same in content, as those published by Notovich. He was also deeply impressed by the oral traditions of that area. In Srinagar, we first encountered the curious legend about Christ's visit to this place. Afterwards, we saw how widely spread in India, in Ladakh, and in Central Asia was the legend of the visit of Christ to these parts during his long absence, quoted in the Gospel. Okay? So, Jesus, many perspectives, many reports, records, that he spent those 18 years in India as a highly revered, wonderful teacher. As always, if you want to know more, you can go to mywisdominspiredlife.com. You can listen to the podcast there. Great player, but you can also listen to it on the Apple Podcasts and Spotify and Google Play and all the other places that you can listen to podcasts. As you know, I'm on a journey to try and bring more caring and compassion in the world to deal with the needs and challenges that we all face. And in the course of that, being able to live a more wisdom-inspired life. So thank you for being part of that journey today. And I look forward to continuing this journey with you.